Hi, I'm Sonia and I spent over a decade walking into recently outstanding schools in tough contexts to understand what is it that they do differently to move their schools from good to great. It wasn't their curriculum, which was stunning, it wasn't their behaviour, which was amazing, it wasn't their team, who were happy and had great well-being. All of these things were in place. What was really different was their people. They created high-performing teams. Now, as leaders, we've all heard it's people that make the difference, and we know that. So what was really different between these great schools compared to other schools? Well, in this video, I'd like to dig into that and share with you exactly the difference that I found in their teams. And to do that, we're going to do a little bit of maths. So get a piece of paper, and at the top, I want you to write the number of staff in your team. Now by this, I'm talking head count, not full-time equivalents. Hopefully that's at the top of your page. Now, draw a rectangle across the page and divide it into 3 sections. Now, in the rightmost section, I want you to write the number of people who you would class as superstars. You know these people, you're probably smiling as you think about them. They are people who do a fantastic job, but they're also a really good fit for the school. They get you and the school and what you're trying to do. They are role models in their behaviour, they're exemplars. If you could, you would clone these people. Enjoy thinking about them and write that number on the right-hand side of the page. Now, I want you to think about the other end of the spectrum, if you like, some people where there are perhaps some issues. You know, maybe they're a bit negative, or they gossip, maybe they've got a lot of sickness, maybe they're not doing their job well, maybe they don't buy into change and they're resistant to it. And look, whilst I don't think anyone comes to work to do a bad job, unfortunately, we often find that there are some people like this in our team. Again, you can probably think of these people quite easily. So when you've thought of them, how many are there? And put that number in the left-hand box. Now the number in the middle is the remainder. So let's say you had 100 staff and you had 20 in the top and 20 in the bottom. That would mean there are 60 in the middle. You might want to pause this video whilst you get those numbers. What I found was that good schools had most people in the middle box. Now the middle box has people who are doing a good job. These are good people working hard every day. Outstanding schools had the majority of people in that top box, those superstars who I'm sure you enjoyed thinking about. Now just think about this for a moment. Look at the number in that bottom box and just imagine what would happen if we could move them up, or with love, they find somewhere else that's better suited for them. But essentially we don't have anyone in that bottom box anymore. How much better would your school be? Now look at those good people in the middle. What if we could move even half of them to the top? How much better would your school be then? You see, the challenge with having this many people in the middle is that actually, well, it's a nice challenge because nothing's broken. There is no major problem. But we can get stuck here because what we're not focusing on at this point is people and how to move them up. You see, when creating an outstanding school, it's not about necessarily changing your policies and your plans. Typically, they're fine. It's about moving your team from being really good to being great. And that's about making them all superstars. What I find in outstanding schools, they have very few low quality problems. They have a lot of high quality problems. The questions that they're wrestling with are around fine tuning the curriculum even further. They're not dealing with those day-to-day issues that just keep coming up again and again and again. From over a decade of learning from outstanding schools, I developed my 1-year Journey to Outstanding program. This helps schools move all of those numbers up and create a team full of high-performing superstars. I also created my 1-day workshop, Breaking the Glass Ceiling of Good, where I share a range of tools and techniques to help you improve those numbers really quickly and powerfully, and you can join me at that day with your senior leadership team.